This video is brought to you by Chevrolet Butterworth, located in Butterworth, Penang, Malaysia. Hey guys, right here I have a 2013 Chevrolet Orlando 1.8 LT. And today, I'm going to make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features inside and out. So, here is the key. Let's go ahead and start it up first. The buttons do actually still work, it's just that the rubber portion worn out, that's why the key is like that. A hydraulic rack and pinion power steering system is what the Orlando uses. The LT trim gets a leather-wrapped steering wheel with sport grips at 10 and 2. The only transmission available with the 1.8-litre petrol engine in Malaysia is a 6-speed automatic with Shiftronic manual shifting. Rear parking sensors are standard. Safety features on the Orlando includes 2 airbags, anti-lock braking system, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, electronic stability program, traction control, an alarm system with immobilizer, and ISOFIX child seat anchor points for the second row seats. Now, let's turn on the hazards, lights, front and rear fog lights, take a look at the engine, and roll down the driver's side window. "17-inch 5-spoke alloy rims are standard on the LT trim. The tires on this MPV are Kumho Solus KH17 units that measure 225/50R17. Disc brakes are present all around, and the suspension receives McPherson struts in front and a torsion beam setup at the back. Sharing its name with a city in the state of Florida in the US, the Orlando is Chevy's compact MPV that is closely related to the Cruze saloon. Like the J300 Cruze, the Orlando, which gets the J309 codename, is built on GM's Delta II platform. Exterior styling of the Orlando is best described as squarish, while the dashboard's design is inspired by the Cruze. The Orlando debuted at the 2010 Busan International Motor Show with sales starting in 2011. Despite proudly wearing the bowtie badge, the Orlando is not sold in Chevrolet's home country of the US. As of 2017, the Orlando is still in production, but it is only on sale in certain markets worldwide, as markets such as Canada have discontinued the Orlando, and GM has stopped sales of most Chevrolet vehicles in Europe. Under the bonnet of this Orlando is a 1.8-litre, dual overhead cams, 16 valves, naturally aspirated inline-4 petrol engine with multi-point fuel injection and dual continuous variable cam facing technology. This engine produces 139 horsepower at 6200 RPM and 176 Nm of torque at 3800 RPM. 0 to 100 km per hour takes 11.8 seconds, and the top speed is 185 km per hour. 64 litres is the capacity of the fuel tank, and the combined fuel consumption for the Orlando 1.8 automatic is 7.9 litres per 100 kilometers. The Orlando is a front-wheel drive vehicle. The Orlando was launched in Malaysia at the end of 2012. Only one variant is available, the 1.8 LT automatic. Exterior features of the Orlando LT includes automatic halogen reflector headlights, automatic wipers, front and rear fog lights, rear parking sensors, indicators on the front fenders, body-colored door handles and side mirrors, and the spare tire located under the rear of the car. You do have a speaker down there together with a bottle holder and some storage. Right here you do have your window controls. All of the windows in this car are powered. The driver's side gets a fully automatic function in both directions, while the rest of the windows gets an automatic down function. You do have your window lock right here as well. Right here you do have your mirror controls. This lever adjusts the brightness of the interior at night, while this lever adjusts the level of the headlight. You do have storage down here. The driver's seat in this Orlando LT does get full manual adjustments. This lever controls your seat back, this lever controls your seat height, and that lever down there controls your seat position. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how she revs. The Orlando LT in Malaysia does come standard with a single zone automatic climate control system with all of the controls located right down here. It is quite simple to use. The display is shared with the infotainment display located right above. But back to the controls, you do have your fan speed to the right, temperature to the left, rear defrost, automatic, front defrost, air conditioning, different modes, on-off button, and your recirculation buttons down below. You do have your central locking buttons right here. And right up here you do have the button to deactivate or activate the vehicle traction control system. Power outlet, and a couple of cup holders. The Orlando comes with an integrated head unit with various media connectivity options and 6 speakers for the sound system. Surprisingly, the stock sound system in the Orlando does sound quite good. It is a very simple head unit to use. You do have your 6 customizable stations, rewind, fast forward, it also doubles up as your seat track buttons, play pause in the middle, and to the right you do have the clock button that allows you to set the date and time. Info button brings up your radio information if you are in your FM AM menus. Hit the favorite buttons to bring up your different available preset stations. Tone allows you to set your bass, mid, treble, balance and fader, and your equalizer settings. And to go back, hit the back button. Down below you do have your volume and power knob. Hit the band button to select between FM AM. Hit the CD auxiliary button to go between your different media options. You do have CD, auxiliary, and USB. Hit the config button to go to your settings menu. Right here you do have your language settings, time and date, radio settings, vehicle settings. Under vehicle settings you do have your climate settings, comfort settings, your park assist and collision detection settings, lights, locks, and all that. And hit the mute button to mute the system. Now depending on the menu that you are in, since we are currently in your iPod menu, if you hit the menu button, we can bring up your iPod menu where you can play your song, search for songs, and all that. This also doubles up as your tuning knob. CD eject button right here. The CD player is right down here. The CD player is MP3 compatible. And one interesting feature about this car is, behind the head unit you do have a storage area with your auxiliary and USB ports right in there. Front quarter windows. This car does have power folding side mirrors to fold the side mirrors in from the inside. Make sure the mirror switch is in the middle and then pull down on it. On the steering wheel, the left spoke houses your cruise control while the right spoke houses your audio controls. You do have your volume, seat track wheel. If you click the wheel down, you can select your different media options, and you do have your mute button right here as well. On the right stalk, you do have your wiper controls, and on the left stalk, you do have your indicator controls. If you locate the menu button, the wheel, as well as the set clear button on the indicator stalk, you can actually go through your multi-information display located within the instrument cluster. Use the menu button to go through the different main menus, use the wheel to go through the different sub-menus, and use the set clear button to select or clear that particular data. We are currently in your driving data menu with your range, average speed, instant fuel consumption, trip meter, average fuel consumption, and back to your range. Next up, you do have your unit set menu, where you can select your different units, and that's about it. The steering wheel in this car is tilt and telescopic. You adjust it using this lever right here. Adjustable front center armrest with storage right here. Auto dimming rear view mirror. You do have another mirror right here to keep tabs on your rear passengers, and you do have your interior lights right above. Sun visor for the driver's side does get a vanity mirror, and you do have a sunglass holder right here. Alright, so I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now and continue with the rest of the tour. Down below you do have a speaker, a bottle holder and some storage, and your window control is right there. To gain access to the last row of seats, locate this lever, pull it, flip the seat back down, then move the whole seat forward. Now that I am in the last row of seats, it is actually not too bad back here. I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall. There is quite a lot of room to stretch out my feet underneath the middle row seats. I do get about this much in terms of legroom, and my head is actually touching the roof, so not a lot of headroom back here. However, compared to other compact MPVs of the same category, I do get a decent amount of legroom back here compared to nothing at all. For the left side, you do have a grip handle with a cutout for a cup holder and a light. And for the right side, I only get a grip handle. I did set the driver's seat to a position that I would feel comfortable in. I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall. There is a lot of room to stretch out my feet underneath the driver's seat. As for legroom, I get about this much. And I do get about this much in terms of headroom. It is actually quite nice and spacious back here. The seats are comfortable as well. You do get storage pockets on the front seat backs. Second row aircon vents down below, as well as a power outlet below the aircon vents. Rear center armrest with cup holders, and your rear interior lights right above. You do have grip handles on the ceiling with hooks for both sides at the back. To open up the rear hatch, go towards the rear hatch itself and locate a touchpad right beneath the Chevrolet badge. With all the seats in place, boot space in the Orlando is only 89 litres. In 5-seater and 2-seater modes, boot space increases to 454 litres and 1,487 litres respectively. To fold down the third row seats, locate the levers on the seat backs, and for the second row, locate the levers on either sides of the outer two headrests. Under the boot floor, you do have some storage and the vehicle's toolkit. You do have hooks on both sides of the boot and a power outlet to the left. The rear doors open quite wide and an almost 90-degree angle, which does aid entry and exit into the rear seats. You do have adjustable headrests for all rows of seats in this car. You do have your window control right there. Down below you do have a speaker, a bottle holder and some storage. The front passenger seat in this car does get full manual adjustments as well, with the same set of adjustments as the driver's side, just that it loses out on the height adjustment. Lockable glove box. It is of a nice size. Grip handle for the front passenger. And the front passenger's sun visor does get a vanity mirror as well. Alright, so let's start it up with the door closed. Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2013 Chevrolet Orlando 1.8 LT. Thanks for watching and goodbye.